Fertiliser is one of the biggest cost inputs on any farm, and therefore it's in every farmer's interest to know how to calibrate their spreader or set their machine so that it spreads both accurately and efficiently. Today we're going to meet Trevor Richardson of Atkins Farm Machinery, who's going to show us some simple guidelines that can be used on any machine regardless of make or model. When do farmers usually calibrate their spreaders, Trevor?
Typically at the start of every season, or whenever they change fertiliser types, say urea to 18612 or back to CAN or whatever. The machine that we're looking at here today is a 1 tonne to 1.5 tonne category, which would be a typical machine on most beef or dairy farms all over the country. Basic checks that we would look for on a machine of this size would be general condition of the discs and the vanes for wear. The vanes are the most important part because the spread pattern won't be accurate if the vanes are worn over. The simplest thing to check is the vane wear, is basically just to physically look and make sure that the outside edge is perfectly square without any deviation or hole. Bearings in the disc is very popular on a lot of machines that get beyond 7, 8, maybe 10 years old. Simply rock the disc up and down. If there's a play, if there's movement, then the bearings are not in good health. Obviously check both sides. Most machines now have an agitator inside, so that needs to be checked inside the machine just to check for the bearing or wear and tear. Once the vanes are in good condition and the discs are in good condition, then the machine physically just needs to be level left to right. Most importantly, a lot of machine tractors you'd see on the road will be lower on one side than the other. This will dramatically affect the spread pattern, and also the machine needs to be level front to back. Historically, farmers used to set machines about 0.6, 0.65 a metre off the ground, but as bout widths get wider and wider, there's no restriction in height. You can be too low, but you can't be too high. For a machine in this category, for spreading 12 to 24 metres, which is a typical machine on most dairy and beef farms around the country, it's very important to have a ground clearance from the ground to the bottom of the disc of 0.9 metres. When setting your machine for whatever required application rate is needed, there are apps, calibration kits and various pieces of kit available from all the manufacturers to be able to set your machine for the optimum application rate. This particular machine is using this 30-second flow test, so this is specific to this machine, but there are similar type kits available from all manufacturers. So this particular kit will require a 30-second flow test just to measure the flow of any particular fertiliser in a 30-second period. The fertiliser we're calibrating for here today is Dairy Select CAN. After 30 seconds we have 3.9 kilos of flow, so this can be used then to calibrate the machine for the desired application rate. Factors to look out for when you're setting a machine in the field or when you're going to spread are the variables when the farmer gets to the field. These application rate kits, these are designed to give the desired application rate setting, but also when you get to the field you need to be cautious of the first round of the field is a variable. The farmer judges that bit. Switching on and switching off the machine at the appropriate time will be different for different machines. Accuracy of forward speed and accuracy of the tractor and bout widths in the field. All of these factors can seriously upset the application rate because the only thing that's fixed is the opening in the machine. Once that's set from the application rate kit, everything else is a variable and it needs to be looked after. Basically, when doing a tray test, we use 7 trays with 7 test tubes. The tractor makes 3 passes over the trays and the material is put from the trays into the 7 test tubes. Then what we're looking for is an even spread across the full range of the width. So each tube is representative of a half square metre on the ground at 4 metres apart. So basically what we're looking for is an even amount of fertiliser in each tube, level from left to right or right to left. If the pattern is high on the edges, then that means there's too much material on both sides of the tractor and not enough behind. And if it's high in the centre and low on the edges, that means there's too much material behind the tractor and not enough to the sides, which means the machine needs to be adjusted. On today's results, we got a CV value of an average of less than 5% between the trays, so there's no need for adjustments. The pattern is very satisfactory.